Hi, I'm Justin Deering here. This is my daughter's tricycle. Now, it's got a little weird issue about it. It's going to make a liar out of me. Okay, so the way this mechanism is supposed to work is it's supposed to pedal forward. When it pedals forward, the wheel is supposed to engage, and that wheel should turn. And when you pedal backwards, it's supposed to spin freely. That's because this is a stroller model of this bike. Let me get the stroller model up in there. See, there's a little stroller handle up there. So it's supposed to go from a stroller to a, toddler's first tricycle as they grow and develop muscle skill. This thing, sometimes it engages, sometimes it does not. I took this apart before. I have it up in the vise. You don't really need to put this in the vise. This is one of those cases where, hey, the vise is super, super handy just to get things at a more manageable level. But I'm literally just going to, but I could easily have done this from the ground. Anyway, so I will use my new Home Depot HDX vise grips. I could use a wrench for this as well. But new toy. Nice grip. I'm not going to tighten that up super tight. So there's a nut in the back over here and a screw in the front. And that's how we're going to get this out of here. Okay. Anyway. You can't see too. Anyway, there's a nut in the back over there. There we go. Probably should have used the selfie camera to take this picture, because I have no idea where anything is in the shot besides this. Hi, there's my face. Anyway, let's go fix this. Let's go fix this. Yes. Okay, so now we got to use that as well. Yes. I seem to this weekend have lost, misplaced. I'm sure I did not lose it. It'll reappear again. Anyway, I was doing some work on the bench. My dad was actually helping me. That was very helpful. However, in that process, I cannot find my adjustable open face wrench. I will not say crescent wrench because crescent is a trademark. It's like Jello versus gelatin. Grab that with some needle nose pliers. It's completely loose. Just need to do that. There's some needle nose pliers, which have become slightly magnetized. Anyway, I didn't keep that super tight in the vise. No need to. I was just kind of bounce on the phone. It was just to keep things easy. Okay, so get a close up in here. So, go over there. So that over there. That little piece over there, I don't know if it's welded on or if it's like a heat thing or whatever. If I ever have to take this off completely, I'm going to need a hacksaw, which I do have. I don't think I'm going to go there. But I can actually slip this off pretty well. So I used this screwdriver before, but being I once had to take apart the door of my car, and I have, as a result, bought all these plastic things, which don't seem to work for this. So if you ever have to take apart a door, there's like a automotive trim kit where basically like if you ever had to take apart an iPhone or something or a Android phone, they have those little plastic things, or if you're taking apart like cheap consumer grade laptops, so they got those little plastic things so you don't break it when you use a screwdriver. Well, they have bigger plastic pieces if you have to take apart things in a car, the more ornamental pieces. So over here we have 4 4 nuts. And on this side, we're going to have 4 screws. Same thing, passing all the way through. Okay. We got all that. Well, the only problem with this side is, so this I have to actually take apart 2 things. I'll move this actually over here, so I can probably get in here. So this has 4 prongs. Like I said, this is the second time I'm taking this apart. They're plastic, so if I snap one of the, as you can see, I'm not being super careful here. If I happen to snap one of the teeth, I can glue this all back together. You know, this is the, so, okay, oh, actually, I'll tighten that up, okay. That. Okay. That's tight enough. One more rotation. This is the HDX. This is the Home Depot brand vice grip. They were like each of these vices. I got one that's like a needle nose plier style, and this one is a more like a tongue and groove would be the wrong term because it's obviously not tongue and groove in any fashion, but that kind. I have ratcheting screwdrivers. Let me just so anyway. Just do that. So I don't want that to fall off. Actually, I guess the better thing to do would to be use a vice grip on that end. Yeah. So okay. So I took these, actually, so before I got this far and I simply, all those nuts were super loose. All these four nuts were super loose, and I simply tightened them, and that seemed to make the mechanism work, as far as I could tell, until my daughter sat on this, and then things were super loose. So anyway, but for a while before the mechanism fell apart, and I don't know if behind, by the way, this is, I feel like if you ever saw Terminator Genesis, John Connor, before John Connor sends, you know, whatever, the guy that, you know, basically became his father back in time, was like, listen, this is where my, you know, knowledge ends. Once I get these 4 screws off, I have no clue what's in here. I was thinking, I'm hoping it's something I could fix tonight. If not, it might be something I have to 3D CAD out and 3D print or something. Or maybe it'll be something I can take some videos of. Maybe someone actually watches these videos and be like, hey, Justin, it's actually called this thing or whatever. And I'll spend a lot of time Googling. I just dropped something, I think. Okay, so 1, 2, okay. Yeah, so I've got 4 of those. Okay, wow. I can't believe I found that thing I dropped so quickly. Anyway, I'll get that nut here. I have a saying. The vice grip is never, yeah, these vice grip pliers, these locking pliers, are never the right tool for the job. They're just simply perhaps the least wrong tool for the job, because you tend to use them in situations, I guess when you're using them as like clamps for woodworking, I guess they are the right tool for the job. But when you're using them, you're usually using them in a kind of failed bolt situation where you've damaged your attachment. No, that was beautiful. Take that one off. And yeah, once I get this bolt off, This is where my knowledge ends. I have no idea what's going on here. Okay, so I took that one off. Okay, so I'm sliding this one out. So I'm just trying to make this. Okay, really simple mechanism here. I have no idea what's going on here. I have like no idea, it's like the machine has been revealed to me. There's nothing in here. So that's not it. So somewhere in this mechanism, there's other rivets. I can't take this apart anymore. I'm going to take off my... I don't need my safety glasses, and I have terrible vision as it is. So I don't know why I would do that. This is like actually really good metal here. This is super solid metal. If I push down this way and turn, it doesn't... I can turn freely in both directions. If I push up, it can turn freely. I literally have no idea what this is about. So we've got this, we've got this. Okay, so I don't see what, I don't, there is nothing in here that would, I don't see anything in here that would engage any other part of it. I don't understand. Oh wait, okay. I mean, I could just... I don't quite know what would link this down. Like, I don't know what... What's biting into what, really? Okay, so now you're catching. Okay, so there's some kind of locking mechanism inside of this. Inside of these... So, okay. Let's go take a look here, okay? So, yeah, so sometimes this will engage. So on this side, so we got this blackish metal plate here. We've got this metal plate. We've got 4 rivets, right? We've got 2 over there, 2 over there. We've got the back of these, okay? Those are rivets. Okay. Possibly cut this with a cold, so I could possibly cut that with a cold chisel. And it looks like, depending on the angle of everything, sometimes this engages. Yeah, something in here is engaging this and stopping it from turning one way. And sometimes it's not. Ultimately, the simplest solution would be for me to drill a hole and stick a bolt in there. If I stick, yeah, and basically just not have make the wheels always turn. which I can't do because I do need this as a stroller. Anyway, that is really frustrating. That is super, super frustrating. You know what, I'm going to measure. I'm going to use this to measure the diameter of this, because if I cut that, I can use a nut to reapply that. Tap and die. Just make sure that's the right width. Okay, so that is over, yeah, so this is one, so the red mark over here. So anyway, you can't see that, but yeah, it's one above it's one past the first line, and this is one past the red mark. The red mark I marked with a 1/4 inch, so that would be 4/16, that'd be 5/16, okay? Okay, and I put that over there, which is actually the same width. So this is actually tapered inside of here. So it's actually the same width of that. So I don't know what that other width inside of there is. It's like this is. So I think what they did is I don't know how they assembled this piece. I don't know how they assembled this piece. No. I tightened that as much as I could. I guess that's right. Okay, so crazy theories here, okay? Are these threads screwed up in here, stopping me from going past a certain depth for whatever reason? That could be it. That's definitely stopping me from doing that. This is called, what I like to call the nuclear screwdriver. I really don't need this level of whatever for. Okay, I'm going to actually. I actually have the right tool for this job, and it's time to break it out. So I believe that was. Actually, I might not have the right tool. Yes, I do. Do have a socket that small. I have a socket smaller than that. That was 7/32. 8/30 is a 1/4 inch. This is a 1/4 inch. Bet you this is probably metric, which I have. And okay, so that actually works. I'm gonna go. I might pause this and get my tap and die set. Okay. So I don't have cleaning dies. I don't have a chasing die, but I have cutting dies. It's like super, super. You know, there might actually be a matter of a fastener on this. I don't think this is I think this is the problem of. This thing has some kind of stopper on it. If we just tighten this real tight, maybe. Yeah, that's okay. So there's some rubber inside on the end of this washer. This is intentional. I intentionally don't want you going too deep. I apologize. Yeah, so everything just got a little dimmer for everyone. Probably still perfectly readable though. That's not good. That is not good. There we go. Well, anyway. We're just gonna. Yeah. We're gonna reassemble this. Basically, we are going to simply reassemble this whole mechanism. I'm just going to make the nuts tighter than I made them before. I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using this. Basically. Of course, I tightened it too much, and I have to now untighten it so I can readjust. Hope y'all can. Anyway, maybe I'll let you. Apologize once again. So we'll just, okay, so we've got all these things in here. So, four nuts. So hopefully, yeah, maybe. What did I learn here? That this device works via magic. I now know it's very easy once I decide Emily's about at the point where, yeah, I guess I could just, well, yeah, so my daughter's at the point where, quite frankly, she should be pedaling herself, and I'd be perfectly happy with her having to be uncomfortable if I pushed her by having the wheels turn, so I might just bolt that in. I might do that. There might be some bolting in. Okay, that seems like, oh, it doesn't want to catch. Bolt doesn't want to work in there. Bolt, that bolt is cross. Is that cross-threaded? My battery's dying. I'm actually curious as to why somebody felt the plate washer was needed. So one thing I've recently figured out is that using basically that if you take a square and subtract some 45, 45, 90 triangles from it in the appropriate places, you get a hexagon. And I believe using the Pythagorean theorem and Excel, I can basically calculate, and I know the charts exist for this, but it'd be nice to be able to actually derive the formula and the ratios. Yeah, basically what any kind of square nut, square bolt head compared to the, squaring the circle, hexing the square. I can, yeah, it'll be rather interesting to basically, yeah, make a spreadsheet to kind of demonstrate using high school trigonometry, yeah, a bunch of ratios. And I'm starting to realize, you can demonstrate that basically the simple hex bolt can teach, yeah, it can be used as a practical application for a lot of high school math. And I really, I know you don't need any of that per se, and that's more like engineering stuff, to be a mechanic or to be a person who actually supplies bolts. Yeah, so I put this back in. Is it too tight now? Like, is it at the wrong angle? Did I tighten up too much? Or is there one more to go that, could be? Yeah, so anyway. That's super, so anyway. I could use a drill at this point. I could use, I could take those rivets off with a cold chisel, perhaps bolt them back on once I figure out the mechanism. I could do a lot of things here. I'm not going to do that tonight. I am super, super frustrated. Go. Get that. Oh, right. So we've got to line these up in such a way that there's... Okay, so that's one... So that's the second time I took this apart. Anyway, yeah, line that up with the groove. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to put this back together now.